Welcome to Dear Millennials, the lit ass podcast.
Lit motherfucking litty.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a time to be alive. Make sure you stay updated with us on Facebook. Just search Dear Millennials. Other updates you want to find out about the merchandise that we supply. That's clothing, y'all. At Dear Millennials _ on Instagram. Talk that ish to us on Twitter at DMillennialsPod. Check out our show highlights on YouTube, Dear Millennials Podcast, and tune into our live YouTube show every Monday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you would like to listen to Dear Millennials, a lit ass podcast, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, pretty much everywhere you can find us. If you want to book, sponsor, donate, or submit any other inquiries, just email us, dearmillennialspodcast@gmail.com. It's your boy, top rank, Marvin Frank, singer, songwriter, educated, student to the game, homie, lover, friend, McLovin. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? What's up? South Memphis Stand Up. You already know what it is. It's your boy, McLovin. Got these chicks hot straight out the oven. Educated.
It's your boy. It's your boy.
Stop.
Somebody tickling you over there? What's going on?
Y'all.
That came a little too early.
Educated, motivated, dark skin, drinking in. Teacher, preacher, got your dial laughing, calling me the Grim Reaper.
Don't even clear this up.
Mary Jane, what to do?
What's up, y'all? It is Mary Jane, Georgia Ray's Memphis Maid, book club creator, the HBCU advocator, and your favorite around the way girl. What's up, OPP?
Man, y'all already know who it is. It's your girl, OPP, aka South Memphis Queen, also known as the Memphis Finest.
And together we are the finest lit ass podcast. Welcome to season 4, episode 9, the Good Man, Good Woman checklist, y'all. We're gonna talk about it in 2020. What's the definition of a good man or woman? What will a good man or woman do or not do? Do they have a low body count? Let's talk about it. Man, we appreciate you tuning in. You could have been doing anything else, but you're here with us, and for that, we are extremely grateful. We have one more episode left this season, so make sure you are tuned in next week. Shout out to everybody on our YouTube live show. Thank you for commenting. Hey, while you're watching, click that like button. Make sure you subscribe. All right, click that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Shout out to Alec Ogg, Parasar Studios, where we're recording live from downtown Memphis.
Look at you saying it right. I'm so proud of you.
Nailed it.
He nailed it. No sounding out the words or nothing.
I have a little extra motivation today. All right, It is time for our top 10 DM commandments. These are laws inspired by the culture and for the culture. All right, number 1. Let's say it together. Thou shalt.
You're fired.
Trump,
Fucking fired.
up your to the left, my guy. All right. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking you're irreplaceable, because you are, and you have been replaced. Time to hit the road,
Marvin
Jack.
is.
All right. Let's go. Episode 2.
You're glowing.
Oh man, okay. Not episode 2. Commandment number 2. Thou shalt not seek advice and become upset with the honest feedback or the constructive criticism. As many of you all may know, this guy Kevin Samuels, better known as the Godfather, I guess, of dating. I wonder if we could get him on the show. That'd be cool. Anyway, women log onto his platform or tune in to him on YouTube Live, and they ask for consultation with dating advice, and he just keeps it all the way real, specifically with women who want to date high-profile guys making 6 figures or maybe celebrities, whatever. But he's very real about, yo, baby, you gotta work with what you got, and you gotta play on your level playing field, But commandment number 2.
All right, commandment number 3. Thou shalt love the paint job that God has given you. This is a comment, man. JT tweeted something a couple of years ago, and it resurfaced, and she was more so.
Bringing the receipt.
Who, City Girls?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was just like, oop, my bad. And this was back in 2018. She was like, I love pretty dark skinned girls, not the too crispy ones though. Ooh. But the Milky Ways be the shit. And I'm just letting you all know, for those that don't know, man, Black is beautiful no matter what shade. You can be burnt like me, or you can be as brown as goddamn Marvin shoes. At the end of the day, baby, you are sexy. All right, don't let nobody tell you
Crazy.
that a certain black is not attractive. Okay.
Isn't she the one that has something to say about mulatto?
Yes. So this is interesting.
You know, you got to be careful what you say in the past because it will come up in your present.
That's right. Big fat, big facts.
Big fat.
Number 4, thou shalt get off social media and pray more and handle your business. This is a reminder that I always give myself. So I'm, sharing the advice that I'm heeding in is just praying more and handling my business and walking in my purpose and passion. Y'all already know, like having like these opportunities to work on set, just networking and making my dream come to life. I'm so excited about this journey. I love it. I love every bit of it.
That's what's up.
That's amazing.
You go, boo.
Thank you.
All right. Commandment number 5. Thou shalt stay true to your passion even if you feel unappreciated. This is in reference to Tiana Taylor's recent music retirement announcement after feeling underappreciated in the music industry. What are you all's thoughts on that?
I understand her frustration. She's been working a long time. I don't feel like she's appreciated. She had an amazing R&B album. And yeah, I mean, and we only see one side of it.
Yeah, facts.
So I think sometimes we get confused. Oh, what have they been doing? They're not doing this and that. These people.
She works hard.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't think we always see what that work looks like.
Facts.
We might see the product, but yeah, if certain people aren't pushing it or talking about it, hey, I don't blame her.
Yeah, she man, look, people don't appreciate her. So
No.
but
And was that all you had, Mary Jane? Were you gonna add to it?
I don't know. I feel like people appreciate her when it comes to like her posts about her family and like fashion. And it's so unfair because she makes great music.
Yeah, that's true. And I think too, it may go to maybe that's just not what. I don't even want to say her college. She's obviously artistic, but maybe what she's looking for isn't gonna come from music. That whether that is the recognition, sometimes, it comes from other places. Commandment number 6, thou shalt smoke weed every day. Man, the House has just passed a marijuana decriminalization bill, so I believe it's awaiting the Senate to either pass it or decide not to pass it. But
you better pass that blunt.
The aim is definitely to reduce racial inequities when it comes to people who have been criminalized and jailed for possession or intent to sell, whatever, when it comes to marijuana.
You already know. Commandment number 7, thou shalt live life to the fullest and enjoy actual life experiences. This is just a reminder, you guys. Enjoy life. Life is too short. Get out, make some happen, and make some shake. So just enjoy life.
Like a tail feather?
No.
Gonna make some shake.
Just make some shake. Just enjoy life.
And she
move
twerk.
through it. Move and enjoy life. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up on social media and what's not real and not actually enjoying life and like getting out there and doing what it is actually and doing what it takes. Like I'm just challenging us as millennials to do like get off of social media more, enjoy life more. Have
More life for your head top.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay, commandment number 8. Thou shalt just shut Lenox Mall down. There was recently another shooting in Lenox Mall of Atlanta, one of the top high-end malls, but it's quickly becoming the ghetto. So I'm thinking that we should just throw the whole mall away. I'm so tired of it being trending. Shootings inside the mall, shootings outside the mall, robberies. It's starting to get really ghetto down there.
Ooh, so why you think they shooting it up?
I think it's really weird. It only, this been happening all year. Weird. This is supposed to be a high-end mall. Nothing but shootings all year.
Really? What was that Trinidad James line? Shout out to the girl on Instagram. Stay fresh. He said something about Lennox Mall. I can't think of the line. Yeah, he did. Never mind, forget it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, shout out to Trinidad James. Commandment number 10.
Number 9. Damn.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad.
He ready.
My bad, bro.
Damn. Shit. Commandment number 9. Now I want to change. Commandment number 9. Stay true to the people who've been rocking with you since day one. I think I feel like people don't value friendship the way they supposed to.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer, man. If I call you my partner, I'm rocking with you till the wheels fall off. You know, and that's a title that I hold dear to me. And if you my people, you my people, and ain't nothing that's gonna cut between that. So keep rocking.
That part. Commandment number 10. Thou shalt stop acting like that and give people their flowers. As you all know, it's been announced, well, as you may or may not know, versus battle, Keisha Cole versus Ashanti. I was totally disappointed, upset, outraged, disgusted by the amount of people who are not showing much interest in this versus battle. They're talking about Ashanti, talking about Keisha Cole, how many hits they do or don't have. And my thing is, do not act like the early 2000s you were not second grade, you was not bumping Ashanti.
Y'all say that.
Not second grade.
Ashanti,
now you all say that.
I'm just saying, Ashanti was, in my opinion, Ashanti was arguably bigger than Beyonce at one point in her career. She was the equivalent to that it girl. She was writing for J-Lo and other artists. She was featured on doggone near every song. Murder Inc. was just amazing. There was one time that, I mean, and when I say she was bigger than Beyonce, meaning, you know, we kind of look at Beyonce having that top spot. Ashanti was that girl. She was that chick. And Keisha Cole, come on, man. Anthems.
I love Keisha.
Anthems. They both still fine and good health. Come on now. Let's, yeah.
I'm just waiting on her to give me that ketchup and mustard hairstyle, that's the red. I'm ready.
It'd be the life.
I'm not here for this conversation.
Wow.
Now you all see how the verses separates us.
We ain't trying to.
What? I'm saying celebrate them both.
No.
Right.
No. I'm not
She
here for
the-
this conversation.
Mary Jane the type person
I'll have it with
I told you so.
What?
What?
Yeah,
You the one who
like-
didn't want to talk to us because of Jeezy and Gucci?
Well,
Yo,
you
y'all
guys-
listen up. Mary Jane real life didn't want.
for no reason. A lot of Gucci haters just came out.
Gucci haters. I'm a Gucci hater.
People were dogging
How?
him out for no reason.
Dogging.
They were.
So for those who are listening,
This is just what happens with verses. This is exactly what happens with verses. People get separated and
But my point is that people aren't showing them. I don't believe they're respecting what they've contributed to music. Now,
y'all weren't respecting it either.
what? First of all, no.
I still take
But
Jeezy
I will.
over.
Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah,
Y'all weren't respecting
Thug
Gucci.
Motivation.
Yes, I was. I'm the one who
What
brought-
he brought to music either. Y'all
Mary
were
Jane,
not.
I
Y'all
brought up. I
were
said, okay, cool.
because I was
br-
respecting Jeezy as well. I told y'all from the beginning.
we did not respect
Oh,
Gucci.
Lord.
You telling me that I did.
But my loyalty is to Gucci.
And
So
that's
you
fine.
telling me that we did not say nothing about Gucci had hits? You telling me that we didn't say that?
The way you guys came across
McLovin.
No, we had our
McLovin.
opinion.
This is
Y'all
what it
guys
is.
were a
She
little
just
rough.
wanted to
But
get
I'm
that
more so
off her
talking
chest
about the Gucci
on air.
haters that came
That's all.
from
That's
nowhere.
all.
I'm talking about the
She
Gucci
really ain't
haters
even
that
talking
came
about
from
us. She
nowhere.
talking to
But
the
I'm not
people.
having this conversation with you all because
Okay.
y'all were showing the utmost disrespect. What?
What?
I'm gonna post the chat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
No, I'm playing.
Excuse me for wanting to listen to a grown man advise me to take real estate.
hold up.
Man, look. At our meeting tomorrow, we're gonna go over these
Yeah.
because that's crazy.
That
I was
is.
not hating on Gucci.
Well, you guys were a little bit disrespectful,
Anyway.
but let's
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So
You
I'm
guys
not having
were
Mind you, for those who listen,
Disrespectful.
they're
It
both
was
being
just-
biased because they both was rooting for Gucci.
No,
Right.
first
And
and
they
foremost,
mad.
I was reading the comments that you put in the group chat. That was just a little rude. And then you had a couple of Facebook posts that were, a little. I was just like,
No,
oh
so
my
what I said,
God.
not once did I down Gucci. What I said was,
Then we had those posts where, don't cut me off, hush, hush, hush. Then we had those posts where we're comparing what Gucci rappers, listeners look like.
Ain't that what-
versus
Don't silence black men. That needs to be the new hashtag.
It's like, wow. I was
Right.
like,
She's trying to silence
oh
you.
my goodness.
I
Anyway,
didn't
the
post
chat
none of
is
that.
saying, shout out to Live Out Loud, Mona Cole. She says she's riding with Ashanti. MB, the life coach, says, it looks like she's riding with Ashanti. She's had a couple comments here. Keisha Cole has 4 consecutive albums of bangers. Oh, great. Thank you. She's riding with Keisha. Great. Dwight Newsom's just laughing. Great. Commandment 10.5. Hey, y'all, please hit the like button on our YouTube Live and subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to YouTube Live. We appreciate all the comments in the chat.
if you don't, we gonna find you.
We gonna find you. But it is now time for our Let's Talk segment. Again, welcome to season 4, episode 9. And I'll quote the good man / good woman checklist. All right, in 2020, we're discussing what is the definition of a good man or woman at this point. So everybody please share. Again, we're discussing our perceptions. Obviously, this is all relative. This is based on your beliefs, your thoughts. But in 2020, as you sit here, what's your ideal of a good man or good woman?
Are we talking about in the sense of dating?
In the sense of dating.
First, in 2020, I think a good woman has a mask on. Let's make sure that we practice social distancing.
That is great.
That's deep. Y'all ain't gonna say that.
I love that.
I need
What?
a woman. I need a woman who's gonna be protected and use protection at all times. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's mine.
Okay. That's it? Just wearing a mask? I'm going to come back to you. Anybody else want to share?
I got a whole list.
Yeah, come on. Go ahead.
I'll go last.
Oh,
I have
if you don't come on.
I have an entire list. I don't want to go through the entire list. I'll go
Okay.
last.
Mary Jane?
I kind of want to share her list, but
Oh my God! Please,
Yeah,
don't
go ahead and share your
don't
list,
put
please.
me on spot.
Please share your
don't put me on spot, Mary Jane. You go first. I'm after you.
Y'all,
you go first.
Y'all are crazy.
No, she goes
Okay,
first,
if
and
you
then
don't
I'm after
come
you.
on-
I know. I'm after Mary Jane. After you, my dear.
okay, I don't mind because I was going to say, I agree with, there's a long list that can be made of a good partner. But I actually just stuck with 4 because I think these are characteristics and not more so skills. Characteristics is what comes naturally or it takes time to develop and obtain. So what I think qualifies as a good partner: patience, forgiveness, willingness to try, and faithfulness. And these are just a few. There's a whole list of what you can use. And not everybody has everything that you would determine is a good quality in a good partner. But I think those are some of the most important.
Before Oprah shares her list, let me go ahead and share mine. And I'm going to make this really simple. And this is something I think is often has a negative connotation. But I think it's something that should be addressed. It should be said. And men, you should not have any shame in it. Of course, this is relative to whatever your experience is. In my opinion, a good woman, when I'm considering a partner.
Okay, we going apartment hunting.
A partner
They moving
is
in.
somebody that reminds me of my mother. Oftentimes when I'm saying, I'm not your mama.
Mom
Well,
is great.
Your
in
mama is
my,
amazing.
I appreciate y'all, Mama. I hope you hear the people. Our beautiful co-host. When I say you're like my mother, you're nurturing. You can be my therapist. You can be my confidant. You are somebody I respect. You are somebody who's going to push me to be better than I am presently. You are somebody that's always going to keep my best interests in mind. So for me, again, this is relative to my situation because I've had a positive experience with, the woman that raised me, my mother. I look for her to be like my mother. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, OPP. Because
right.
the people want the list.
Let me say my
my
list for real.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, now you got some real stuff.
No, well, I
We just joking with
Fuck
you.
a mask. I'm playing. But no, I think for a good woman, communication is key. I feel like being 100, having somebody that is, honest with you and communicate effectively with you is a big thing. I think if you have the communication concept, I think it's a lot of stuff that can just be nipped in the bud. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a problematic person. Also, I think what makes a good woman is just being a motivator. I need somebody that's going to motivate me, because motivating me is going to put us in a better place. If I feel like you ain't my cheerleader, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you ain't my biggest fan, then that's going to hurt me. I know that for me, my love language is words of affirmation. So, I need that. I need you to cheer me on and to motivate me, so that way I can, continue to be an amazing nigga to you, So those are just a few, but I am anxious to hear OPP's novel.
Okay, so let me give my novel. First and foremost, because I love my father, I'm looking for the characteristics that my father has. So, number one is a man of El Shaddai, which is God after his own heart. Reads the scriptures from every now and again and dissects it. Is a great communicator. A man who is honest even when it hurts. Like he loves me, but he will hurt my feelings and be straight up honest with me. Even he's like, look, I love you, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Confident, secure, respects himself, takes no BS, keeps his business out of the streets. He's very direct, knows how to express himself. My father is very patient and understanding. Provides closure. He is valid with reasoning. Someone is self-reflective. He's a planner. He's committed to growth. He's also always been there for my mom. He's been there with her, being committed to growth and making things stay solid, open-minded, supportive. A person who treasures health and, push you to be the best yourself. Takes on challenges. He's very protective. Is very proactive and not reactive. He's peaceful. His silence when he's in the room speaks volumes. So that's just a little snippet. I can go on forever, but when I made this list, I just thought of my father.
Did you start crying when
I made it? No, I just started crying.
I'm about to start crying.
For real. Let me show you what he sent me. Let me show you what he sent. He sends me messages every time I come to Dear Millennials, ever since I've been doing it. And he was like, look, I know how you are. He just said, Abba, he's like, always be secure, deep inside your soul. Yah has you. You got this. He sends me these messages.
He talk about us sometimes?
He does.
He talk about it. What he say about me?
He don't talk about. Look, don't do it.
Okay.
He don't. He's he's these long messages he'll always send to me to support me. So it's just with these.
Let me read them.
Father would lift me
so he'll always do that. So that's don't do that. Quit. Y'all know I could go all day about my Abba, so don't do it. So but he is a whole grown man. So
dance with my pappy.
I know what. Get the back. Get out of here, y'all.
No, that's real.
Get out of here,
that's real. That's real.
Can I add one more thing on mine?
Can I ask her something real quick?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When you say he reads scriptures, now does this mean his religious beliefs have to align with yours?
She looking at you like, nigga, duh.
No, it doesn't have to align with mine, but it's just it's good for you to have good knowledge and understanding and read the scripture. It doesn't necessarily have to align and see everything eye to eye, but understanding the perspective and my perspective of it as to how I see things, and there is a common ground. Like my father, he reads it. Like I say, my father knows Christians. We know Makita cookies, this, that, and the third. We understand different perspectives all the time. So
now
take what
I want to ask you another question.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is something that often is talked about within the Christian community. Now, we're talking about a good man. Mm-hmm. If this man is all of the things that you've mentioned, but he is not religious, he doesn't read scripture, right? He has his own beliefs about the Bible, but he is still all of those other things that you mentioned. Is he still considered in your eyes a good man? Not necessarily whether you want to be with him or not. Mm-hmm. Because I think those are two different things. Because somebody can be, oh, you're great, but you may not be the one for me.
Yeah.
Do you still consider that person a good man if they are not religious?
Yeah, that's okay. That's a great person for somebody else. And that, that's not something for them. So it's just that person is a great person for. Okay.
Real quick, can we get to 10 likes on YouTube Live? Can we get to 10 likes? We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you will, hit that like button for us. What did you want to add, McLovin?
I just wanted to add understanding. I think that plays a big role. And understanding is so broad, and I want to make sure, and I want it to be broad because I just don't want you to understand, like, what I'm talking about, or but also I want you to understand my background. I want you to understand my emotions. I'm a firm believer that a lot of people lack like knowledge of people's emotional intelligence. I just feel like we don't care about other people feeling. We don't understand it. We don't understand the why behind why people do what they do. And I think being with a perfect woman or my ideal woman is someone who can understand. Mm-hmm. I see why McLovin be beating motherfuckers ass. Like, I see why. Oh my gosh, I never knew. Uh-huh. So I'm a firm believer, like, if you can understand a person, I think that is probably like one of the most beautiful things. Yeah. Like, because that's a different bond. That's a different type of level of intimacy, So I think understanding is different. What about
understand and hold accountable for just being a better person? Because just because I understand your trauma, I understand your experiences, does not make your character right and okay.
Yeah. So with understanding that, also I'm not saying to accept it, but also to because understanding doesn't necessarily mean you approve of it. Mm-hmm. You just understand.
So my thing is understanding should come with growth, as I call it.
And accountability.
Accountability. So you should be like, so if you want understanding, there should be a level of growth that comes with that. So
which ties into communication.
Yeah. So it plays a huge factor. You have to understand that it's like, I'm very understanding. However, what are the healthy boundaries that you're going to set in place to ensure that this does not happen again? Because life is an experience within itself. Nobody's perfect, but however,
what's perfect for me? Oh, I thought you were singing a song.
I think that's really interesting. So I want to let's it's interesting how myself and Oprah, we specifically mentioned our parents as how they have kind of helped, our experience with them helped shape how we view the world, how we view what a good man or a woman is. So do you all believe that have gender roles in some way shaped our view of who a good man or woman is and or our experiences, right? The people we've grown up with.
I believe so.
Most definitely, because I feel like a lot of men feel that they are mistaken of the qualities of a good woman, and they reference it to skills. That's why I listed like characteristics, because characteristic is something that in most cases you naturally have, or like I said earlier, or takes life experiences to obtain. So for example, I know I've had plenty of conversations, or just looking on social media, some men tend to reference a good woman as like just what she does, what she's able to do, cooking, cleaning, and doing things, and not like emotional attachment or how you're able to think and be and develop into, just like it's also it's a lot of skills and not character.
I agree, and I was just about to say something similar to that because I was hearing OPP talk about what you look for in a man, and nothing against your father, because I know he's an amazing man. You brag about him a lot, which I find very amazing to find black people bragging about their fathers. I think we look at men, and it's the same thing. We look at men and we think, oh, I want this man to be a provider. I want him to be, a protector. I want him to be, giving us these masculine character skills, and we forget about I need a man that's going to be, emotionally tuned with me. I need a man that's going to be, gentle with me at times. So we always try to put the masculine skills on a man. And I agree with Mary Jane too, when we like, oh, I need a woman that can cook. Oh, I need a woman that's clean. Or I need a woman that's nurturing. Men can be nurturing too.
And
because
men can be nurturing. Men, women can be protectors. Women, I dated this one girl who used to fight everybody for me, but that's middle school years. But I just feel like she used to fight.
You got some stories.
So it's like, I think gender roles definitely play or have definitely shifted our mind into thinking what is a good man and a good woman.
Can I add? I just want to real quick before you go in. Oh, MB the life coach, thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube Live. She says my parents ruined my perception of a good man and a good woman. I had to create that notion on my own. Dwight Newsom says nothing better than a good father figure. And Live Out Loud Mo says one thing I've learned over time is parents a lot of times treat or handle their children different from their spouse because there's a different level of accountability and shared responsibility. Interesting.
Let me add to that, like your kids watch how you treat your spouse. That plays a very important role in your perception of how you should be treated.
Yes.
So like just because your mother or your father treats you this, that, and the other, you might go on and treat your significant other the opposite direction because that's not what you saw. So you may want to be treated a certain way, but you may not know how to treat your significant other in that good man, good woman image because you did not see that.
What did you want to add earlier, O?
Well, I would say for like gender roles and ideologies, I can definitely tell you I've been in some situations where gender roles did not play a factor in relationships. You had a, well, what was she?
Who?
Dr. Hill. She wasn't our boss per se. She was like
our executive director.
She was executive director. Like,
I think.
The perception of this person was like crazy, and then like working for her and seeing her true self and how she needed her significant other for certain things, it amazes me. Like she was, our executive director to us, but when she was at home, she was somebody completely different. And I was happy to see that opportunity. And I was like, oh, that's not who she is. I loved it. I loved every bit of that, working with that individual. So that didn't define like gender roles, because for me, at one point, her husband was staying at home and she was working.
I'm saying growing up, though.
Growing up.
Because this was something you saw as an adult. Oh, but you're saying even as an adult,
did it
change it?
Didn't change much,
okay. Well, you spoke about the man and the woman. I want to again mention MB, the life coach. She made a comment earlier that is a great segue into our next question. She says, a part of her response to something was sexual compatibility is definitely a requirement as well. So speaking of all things sexual and requirements, the question on the floor is, does body count matter when assessing who you view or what you view as a good man or good woman? So does a good man or woman have a limited body count? Right? Is there a maximum that, if they went over this, they might not be considered a good woman in my eyes or a man?
I'm gonna say this. I think after a certain age, that is just obsolete in my mind. I think that's just childish now that I'm older. We go through stuff. We go through phases. Shout out to Whole Phase season 1. We go through stuff. We learn, and I can't judge you harshly. Let me say that. I can't judge you harshly on your past. I think as long as you're safe with who you've been with, as long as, you ain't smashing nobody while you smashing me in this current, then it's good. I also, once again, it ties into communication. Communicate that. I think it's also an ego thing, especially with men. I might be an exception, but men do care, about, oh damn, she done had sex with X, Y, and Z. But at that point, it's like she 40. Like, and I'm not giving an excuse like, oh, because you 40, that means you have to have had sex with at least 10 people. I'm just saying, like, people grew up different.
I agree. And I don't think it matters if your health isn't at risk. I don't think it matters.
Same.
Ladies, how do you all feel? Because sometimes I believe... I'm sorry. Go ahead, ladies. How do you feel? Does body count? Did that at all matter when it comes to assessing what you view as a good man or woman, if that's what you like?
When you, I think when you factor in body count, you start to go into a good person and not a good partner. And you have to consider, like, does their body count affect their morals, their character, their image, their thinking? Like, if you're going to consider body count, you have to also factor in all of those other attributes. Otherwise, body count does not really, make a difference. Like, I mean, we all know men are hoes.
What? I have you know.
First of all, I've never had sex for money.
Thank you.
I've never had sex for money.
I'm just joking.
It was food.
But when it comes to body count, like I just said, I mean, like, I think morals, character, image, how you carry yourself is what's most important, because, I mean, everybody got a story you really don't know. But if they carry themselves well and they're not really just hoeing, I don't think it matters.
Last points before our last question.
And I'm going to let O go first because I got something to comment off Mary.
So everybody knows my situation. Body counts at this point in life, that really doesn't play a factor into anything. I'm looking at you, who you. No,
really?
It's like to be completely transparent, open and honest. At this point in my life, if I count that, then everybody will be ruled out.
Damn, my bad. It's some virgins out there. Thank you.
Okay, keep going. So if I counted that in, everybody I'm looking for a unicorn. And I'm looking for a needle in the haystack if I'm thinking that's going to happen for a gentleman, so.
What? So also let me say this. Another reason why I feel like body count don't. My thing is this. You don't want nobody slow in bed. That's one. So let's just call a spade a spade. You don't want nobody that just don't know what they're doing.
You don't have to have a high body count to be good in bed.
You ain't even
let me finish. Correct him. All right, look at here.
Not once did I.
A lot of things are just natural.
Not once did I say.
Look at this.
See, look, she ain't even gonna let me finish. You finish? I'll wait.
Well, I just wanted to correct you with that.
Not once did I say, oh, you gotta have a high body count.
If you have a high body count, like you can have a high body. Oh, I'm sorry.
So not once did I say you had to have.
Oh no, I was just commenting. Guys. Why you
Lord,
what were you gonna say, McLovin?
So
because people can have a high body count and they suck. I mean, apparently that's the problem with a lot of women.
Can I talk?
Like they think they stuff is
excuse me.
not good.
Right. So that's the thing.
So it'd be hard to have this conversation.
It is hard to have this conversation because just because you do have a high body count doesn't mean.
See, we need hashtag don't silence black men.
Come on,
That's
man.
what you ladies are doing. You're silencing black men.
No, but I'm just
Y'all be heard.
You're making an assumption that I was about to say something and y'all didn't let me finish.
Okay, go.
Y'all making an assumption. Like y'all making an assumption that niggas are hoes.
Just go. Okay, go. And I was just supporting it. Go.
So what I'm saying is it's okay if somebody has experience before you because they probably have learned something. Probably that doesn't mean a high body count. They probably have learned. You're like, some people might be like, I don't know how to give head. But they date this one dude that only wanted head, and they're like, okay, cool. I got the gist of the double twist of pepper with the
Lord have mercy, you're done.
With the grapefruit.
You're done.
You're
over.
I also feel like it ain't even your business. Like, honestly, like at this point, it's like, who cares?
It is kind of your business.
As long as you gotta
go.
If it doesn't affect your health, it doesn't matter.
If it doesn't affect, you have to make sure. Like, okay, so I work at a university. When I was an undergrad, I worked at the health loop. Nobody never came to the health loop, and that bothered me like to the T.
Well, that's probably embarrassing. I mean, because obviously
you
if you
need
going
to get
there,
checked up.
I'm going to a little town way away. That's what my homeboy did.
Ain't nobody
one time.
going to the clinic on campus. No.
Yeah, nah, you ain't no fool. Okay, let's go to this last question before we get into living single. Now, let's talk about, somebody mentioned accountability earlier. I would like everyone to respond to this question. Thank you, Mary Jane. Mary Jane did mention accountability. Are you a good man or good woman? So speaking personally, do you believe that you are a good man or good woman? Why or why not? So just as we're judging what we view as a good man or good woman, do you think somebody could say the same about you?
I'll go first. I will say that
no.
I will say that I've been a good man. I have the ability to be a good man. I know there's been situations, there's been times where I was not. And because of stupidity, I'm a firm believer, knowing better but not doing better is definitely stupidity. So I would say that, I have the ability to be a good man. Have I been a good man before? Yes. Am I a good man now? I mean, nobody ain't, checking for me, but I'm a good man, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go after. Yep. I'm confident in who I am. Everybody that I've dated or went on dates with or talked to, they always try to find their way back to me. That's life. So
every time I try to leave, something
I'll be honest with you. Are you a good woman?
In my life.
Yes, it's just like even the gentleman from high school I went to prom with found
What's
me.
his name? What's his name? Adam.
Don't worry about his name. But even on he just recently found me on Facebook and sent me like this long ass message. I'm like,
you should read it.
I bet you won't.
I'm not.
I bet you won't.
I wasn't, but they always try to find their way back to me. So yeah.
MB, the life coach, said I'm a great woman with future Hendrix traits. Mary Jane, what do you think?
I think that I am a great woman. Just like, I have great reviews. Like,
yes,
nigga, what is this? Yelp?
I aim to please, and I never disappoint. But also, we have to remember people are imperfect. So you're a good man, you're a good woman, they're going to be imperfect. They're going to make mistakes. That's why forgiveness is one of my qualities. Patience is one of my qualities. Willingness to try and being faithful, because we're all imperfect people. But if you are aiming to improve, you're aiming to do better, you are keeping in mind of what your partner needs, those are good qualities of a good partner.
Yeah.
But hey,
Um,
if you got me, like Elon, if you got me, you ain't gonna miss out. You will never lose. You got a winner.
fact.
Baby, you're a winner. Don't you
Look at that.
I will say this. I believe, and I've been told that I'm a solid brother. I'm a good man. I believe, and it's just me being honest, that there's definitely room for improvement. I have allowed hurt that I have experienced to sometimes be an excuse to not display being a good man, or feeling like, nah, man, because if I act like this, I don't want her to think I'm too nice. I don't want her to think that I can be taken advantage of. So in all honesty, I've had a struggle with balancing, how am I firm, but how am I also, still true to who I am, whether that's being kind and other things. So, yeah, I do believe that I'm a good man. There's definitely things that I want to work on. But overall, I mean, definitely, I believe in always doing the right thing, doing right by people. And I'll shout out to Miss, I can't think of her name, Cincinnati. But anyway, there was a old mother in the church, not old mother, but a seasoned mother in the church that laid some wisdom. She said, you do good and good will come to you. So I tried my best to be a good man because I want a good woman in my life. And that's what it is. But shout out again to everybody in our YouTube live chat every Monday. YouTube live, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Before we go, we have a real quick living single with Mary Jane.
All right. You all, as a reminder, if you have some juicy stories about your experience dating as a single male or woman, please submit them by clicking the link in our Instagram bio. We would love to come on the show, discuss them. But first, let's check out what one of our faithful listeners has to say about living single. So she goes, hey, Mary Jane, I got myself stuck in a dilemma. A close friend of mine has been dating this guy for a few months, but I never met the guy. I finally joined my friend at a kickback she invited me to that the guy was hosting. Said that he had some attractive friends, so I was willing to come along. When we get there, come to find out the guy is someone I had a one-night stand with earlier this year. I've been knowing this for a couple of weeks now, and I'm not sure if I should tell her. I don't think that it would matter because we didn't go any further than that one night. But if they continue to date, things would get awkward. What should I do?
I would just go ahead and have my facts together and have a sit down and one-on-one and tell her, because you don't want to let it get too deep before you actually say anything. That's my thing about it.
I do believe that she should say something. As she mentioned, I would say if they continue dating. If they continue dating, I definitely think it's appropriate, because it wasn't much of anything. Yo, we did this, whoop the woo. At least it's not something that was done behind your back, or that person's back. But then too, I can't help but think about Best Man. And sometimes I wonder, Best Man the movie, if it was better if Lance didn't know that Mia and Harper had sex, because
and are different.
Well, I mean,
no, that's her friend.
Like I said, if they continue to date, I believe she should tell her. But then on the flip side, so I guess I'm kind of indifferent, because I also feel like, I guess you really just have to assess, should I tell, what are the consequences, or what will be the effects of sharing it?
So I'm gonna say this. One thing about me, I try to keep my hands clean. And what I mean by that is, I'd rather tell you than for someone else to tell you, and I had the opportunity to tell you. Because then now, so for example, the girl should say something. Because if the dude, be like, hey, look, baby, you know what I'm saying, I done smashed your friend back in the day, and she gonna look at you different. And then she gonna glorify her boyfriend. She gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? I can trust you. I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? I can trust you. And I can't trust my friend now. And then now you just ruin a friendship. You want to make sure that you do what needs to be done on your part, so that way it ain't your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, do everything that I feel like, just based off the last episode. Yeah. The same thing, keep your hands clean. Say what if you. Oof. Interesting. Anyway, yeah.
I don't think it's so much as fault. It's that you are a close friend.
Right. I mean, that's still his fault.
You know what I'm saying? You're a close friend. So to ensure that you are keeping honesty amongst yourselves, you know what I'm saying? So going ahead and having that one-on-one conversation.
Yeah. So that's what I mean when I mean hands clean.
Yeah.
You don't want no doubt.
Yeah, I definitely think that she should say something, because I agree with McLovin. If he says something and you don't, you're gonna be looked at as the friend that can't be trusted, And people make mistakes. Like, people battle with things like this just because they're not sure what to do because of the consequences. But sometimes
I don't know.
Just say it and leave it alone. Yeah, don't be like what real. You did.
At least it's out there. I feel that. All right. Well, now it is time for our Dear Millennials open letter. By our very own Mary J.
How did that sound?
That sounded great. Right. We harmonized well together.
Thank you, bro.
The Dot Brother harmonies.
Good job, you all. All right, dear millennials, as we experience the last month of 2020, think of all the things that you were thankful for this year. This year may have been difficult for us all, but leave those difficulties behind. Only carry the good into 2021. The good memories, good habits, and peaceful energy. So I encourage you all to jot down a list of things that you're thankful for in this year and plan how you will apply them in 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our Dear Millennials open letter. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Next week, we have our season finale. It's going to be lit. I promise you. You do not want to miss it. Monday, December DECM. CEM
the 14th.
BER 14th. Y'all was trying to stall. December 14th, 2020, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Meet us on Facebook Live. The group doesn't know this. We might have some special prizes to give away.
YouTube.
All right? On YouTube Live. All right? It's your boy Top Rank Marvin Frank. Shout out to just again, I'm so humbled and honored to share this platform with the greatest co-hosts in the world. You all are brilliant. You're just, I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I'm honored to call you all family. And I just appreciate you all investing time outside of your 9-to-5s, relationships, children, and school, and everything else to come together and to allow our voices to be heard, the millennial voices to be heard. Mama, I love you. Daddy, I love you. Rest in peace. Shout out to the Tyus family, man. We lost a great giant in our lives recently, so shout out to everybody in Chicago. You're in my prayers. One love.
Man, y'all already know what it is. Your boy McLovin. Shout out to man, my son. My son started school this week. Last week. Definitely was an emotional moment for me. I'm going to big kid school, Daddy. Man, just this journey of fatherhood has taught me so much. And to think that I grew up without a father, and to know that I strive to be the best dad that I could possibly be. Not only that, but male role model for my son. Also, shout out to the crew. Shout out to the crew, man. I definitely, being on this podcast definitely taught me so much. Has humbled me so much, and I appreciate it every day. So. Okay, everybody except for fucking Mary Jane. What's up, man? What's up, man? Talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. It tuned out. I didn't hear. Shout out to everybody that has tuned in to our YouTube live and actually engaged in the comments. So there's Amber Bugs, Mo, B, the life coach, there's Dwight, that's Slim Thugger, thank you so much for staying tuned in throughout the entire show and gave us. Shout out to the fam. I don't know if I told you all, but my aunt won DA of Gwinnett County. Here.
Wow!
Yes.
Congratulations!
Congrats.
Yes. So
hey,
that
auntie.
is a really great accomplishment. We made history in Gwinnett for the most part. So yeah.
Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl OPP, aka South Memphis Queen. Shout out to my entire family.
Abba, Baba.
Look at here, don't do that. It's Abba, Ima, Samaria, Sarai, Judea, Joshua, AJ, Nathan, Nala, Cherish, Elijah, Rowan, Tink Tink.
Hold on, she has some names.
No, I did.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my nephews.
Cherish.
And Cherish is my sister-in-law.
Okay,
And Nala is my, Nate's girlfriend. I love all of them. So, of course, I always shout out to my family. Shout out to everybody that support. And like this podcast has grown me in so many ways. Shout out to the crew. I learned a lot. Like, I value wisdom. Just to learn a lot about myself, being on this journey with y'all, looking and just seeing different perspective, understanding different things. It's been a pretty dope ride. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been a pretty dope ride. So I appreciate all of y'all.
Most deaf. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Dear Millennials, a Lit Ass Podcast. Before we go, we have a very special announcement.
I'm getting
The co-host, y'all don't even know this, but I just received word that I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance using Geico. All right.
Congrats, bro.
Geico.
Thank
That
you.
is the truth.
Thank you, y'all.
Good.
I'm just playing. Again, thank you all for
I
tuning
Geico.
in. Do you? Again,
Yeah, and they paid for one of my months.
well, we need to go and get a sponsorship. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. YouTube live show Mondays 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Season finale coming up next week. You have just listened to season 4 episode 9, the Good Man Good Woman Checklist. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you, as my brother Fred Perry said. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, have a lit ass week.
Sweet.
I actually saw that brother.